The ocean, I think like lakes are better.
Okay.
Rivers are gross.
Rivers are gross. They're literally flowing water.
Yeah, being a bridesmaid actually sucks.
Oh, it's
It's terrible. Like, everybody complains about it so much.
When you said that you knew you were only going to do it once, and I was like, what is the secret?
Right.
How can
The
I never
secret-
be a bridesmaid?
And
But I still do.
I do think the ocean I think the ocean should like stay secret. And wait, are we
ocean has-
recording?
Well, we do a rolling start, so welcome
okay.
to Manly Girly.
Yeah.
You know, I am Art. We have Andy, and we have our guest, Devin. Just Devin, or how do you go by like when you're a comic?
That's fine.
Yeah?
Just Devin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Just
Or
Devin.
Dev. They're both fine.
Yeah, you were
people.
telling us about how you don't like salt water.
No,
Or
I
you
don't.
like-
Specifically because you don't like to get it in your mouth.
Well, I think you can't get it in your mouth. I think the ocean, I think like lakes are better.
Okay.
Rivers are gross.
Rivers are gross. They're literally flowing water.
Yeah, you can get leeches are in rivers.
Oh, really? I
Do they
didn't
not
know
have
that.
them in like lakes and stuff?
No, I've gotten a leech twice, and
Both times in a river?
both times in the
Because the
same
river was flowing.
well,
And
rivers are
carrying-
like muddy.
Yeah. That's
Lakes aren't
pretty
as
true, yeah.
muddy. And like a nice like cold freshwater lake. Perfect.
You're so funny.
That's like all you need.
Are
I
you
think.
from here? Are you from North Carolina?
Honestly, this is kind of I do think I talk about being from Michigan too much,
Okay.
So you're from Michigan.
but I'm from Michigan.
Okay.
and
Do you
so
think that
That's why, 'cause
that's
the-
why
the
that's why I
lakes,
think lakes are
yeah.
better. And I
Land of a
I
thousand
didn't
lakes,
I
right?
didn't mean to already be bringing up being from Michigan.
It's too late. I mean, we don't know you from Adam, and we
I
didn't know
know.
you were from Michigan. So let's talk about.
Oh, okay, cool. I have like a bunch of jokes about it, and that's why.
Never mind.
That's why I have a lot of jokes about being from
me get it.
Michigan, so I feel like I talk about it too much.
Do
And I
you?
was just there.
Yeah, visiting family
Yeah.
for the holidays. Thank you.
Nice. What is your family normally from Michigan, or like what brought them over there?
Not the fur trade, which is what brought a lot of people to Michigan.
Okay.
I don't know. My dad's family somehow ended up on a farm there and then moved to Detroit, and then my mom's family like immigrated to Detroit
I got you.
Oh, no
and then
way.
they
at
became
Where?
some point.
From where did they immigrate?
The Ukraine,
the
Oh, no way.
Ukraine. Okay.
Yeah.
So you pronounce
So-
it Kiev then, you know?
they moved here and they immediately were like, "What is Ukraine?"
That's
Because
so
there's like absolutely nothing Ukrainian that has passed down to my generation.
Okay.
So.
So they try to assimilate as much, a lot
So
of.
you're hella American, is what
Yeah,
you're
I
saying.
mean, and I don't even know assimilate. I don't know. Like no one talks about it, but it is true. We do have like the records,
I see.
but yeah. So we just like I think pretty much became like pretty American. They were
mean,
like, "It's good here. We're
Yeah.
fine
It's
to
pretty
be
dope,
here."
yeah.
So even right now, like even with what's going on, like the Ukraine like doesn't, it hasn't resurfaced more.
I do think it has, but I also am sort of like it did resurface. I'm trying to pick my words diplomatically. But part of me was also sort of like, okay, well, we had all this time to care about Ukraine, and we didn't really care about Ukraine until something like really serious happened.
Sure.
So there was part of me where I was like, is some of this performative?
You hear that?
But I
Yeah,
also, have been thinking about it more, and like everybody was thinking about it more, and I do think like that it would be weird if we weren't.
Sure.
So yeah.
Well, I'm in your parents' camp. I'm like, it's Kiev to me, not Kiev. So that's how it's pronounced in America.
No one even has ever said the word Kiev ever around
Well,
me.
I
Like
think-
in any gathering of my family's.
They're like, never been there.
Well, okay, so my mom's maiden name is Olshansky.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
And there is a town in Ukraine, I think, called Olshansky.
Okay. Maybe she's from there. Maybe her
Well,
family's
yeah,
from
and
there.
there's like records of like my like I don't know like many great grandfather being like a very low level Soviet soldier.
Okay.
And there's something where it's like of no distinction. Like there's something where it's like he didn't do anything. And he's, like,
He stayed at his post.
yeah, and then
diligently.
and then they came here, and then there was like, okay,
Great. America. Sounds
yeah,
great.
America.
Let's stop being
we'll
Ukrainian.
we'll be here now.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, my mother, she came to the States when she was 16, but also from one of the white countries where she didn't even have to really get rid of an accent.
Which one?
She's from England.
Oh, okay.
So,
wow.
yeah,
they were
yeah.
like, you're special.
Well,
I like to say Peru also considers itself a white country, but not by your standards, apparently.
Oh, interesting.
it's true. I mean, I didn't know it until I had traveled more and knew Arturo. So,
And particularly my brother. My brother's like, he's like, what color am I? She's like, brown. He's like, I'm white. You know?
Yeah.
they're darker than us. So,
Well, a lot of people don't know, right? And I always mention that the word gringo or gringa is not actually derogatory because South American people, for example, in Peru, before I moved here, I was blanco. I was white. So it would make no sense to call Americans white. But they're obviously, if I'm blanco and I'm white, they're definitely not the same type of blanco or white,
Yeah.
right? They're like, it's more like fair skin. It used to mean blonde hair, blue eyes, but it really mixed with American, more or less.
Yeah.
So it's like gringo. Like it's like saying, like, and I said in another podcast, right? If I say fucking Latino, Latino's not the bad word there, right? If I say fucking gringo, gringo's not the bad word there. Is the context of it, you know?
Yeah.
yeah.
Know?
Makes sense. I mean,
But-
I'm still probably not going to call people gringos
Yeah.
or gringas.
Was never a word that's been in my vocabulary.
No?
No.
I mean, it's not a bad word.
It's not a bad word. I never
You just never had the occasion to say it?
I never had the occasion to say it. I never heard it growing up.
I think we should bring it
So,
back for white
I
women.
have like
we
no
should,
context for
We
it.
should start calling people gringo.
I mean, we have a podcast called Gringo in the Rough, you know?
That's true.
Where it's just more of like it's usually a lot of people, like 4 or 5 people on the podcast.
But at least
or
one
more.
white people.
At least one white people.
No, the thing is, like, it doesn't even have to be white, guys. It's like it really translates with American as well. So,
Yeah, so we're all a
like
bunch of
like
gringos.
black
Right.
American, white American, really just Americans. Really, it's that's why it's in the rough because we like I like topics that are just I guess it's just conversation. So
Yeah.
So how long have you been in North Carolina then, if you're from Michigan?
Almost 8 years.
8 years? Well, you're
Isn't that
practically a
crazy?
transplant.
I
That's
know,
like
it's
half
so
your
weird.
life.
It's very weird. It is a long time, yeah.
yeah,
So
what made
you
you
like
move
it
here?
here?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You like it here? What made you move here?
I got a job here. And that's why I moved. And I think I'm starting to I do like a lot of things about it. I won't admit that I do like it here, but I do like I do like it here. I think it's been like 8 years and I feel like I can admit
You
that.
better like it here. Oh my
Right?
gosh, like literally.
I've always
you've
been
here a
like
while.
reluctant to I don't know. I moved around a little bit in between like moving here. And I kind of felt like a lot of stuff is very similar, but I do think that Raleigh is cool.
Yeah,
So-
they have a great comedy scene.
I
So-
do love obviously I love the comedy
Okay.
scene, so.
Which is a good segue into, how did you get into comedy? You came to Raleigh fresh-faced and ready to make it in the big city? No, I'm just kidding.
I did a toast at my friend's wedding and I crushed it.
Hell yeah, you
Nice.
did. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love a good wedding toast because I hate a bad wedding toast.
It was just truly like
Did you like have
really good
pauses
moment.
for emotion and things like that and well-timed jokes and
it ended up just being really perfect. Like I don't know what
You're
else
like, I don't
to
even need to
say.
toot my own horn,
It was
but-
like I had like a really good set, and like the fact that a recording doesn't exist, or maybe it does,
recording
but I've
doesn't
never
exist?
seen it. Like it was a very fancy wedding. It was an expensive wedding,
then there has to be a
Oh.
recording of
but
it.
no one's ever shown me a recording of it.
They
But
don't
people
wanna,
do still talk about it, and it was in 2017
Well,
or 18, something like that. And
Wow. What was special that you remember about this wedding? Like for anybody that hasn't been to a fancy wedding.
well, I think it just like was coincidentally a fancy wedding.
Okay.
because like it would have been fun and cool even if it wasn't a fancy wedding.
But what made it so fancy? We need to know the details of this wedding.
Well, okay, so it was in downtown Chicago, very cool, very
Oh,
lovely
that's
venue.
already very
Yeah. It's pricey already.
It
Yeah.
was
So you did a show in downtown Chicago, is
it was
what
like
I heard.
a comedy, a city known for its comedy. Please book me. Second City. And okay, so it was my best friend from college, and I think one of the things that made it special for me is because I really knew that that is the only time that I was ever going to be a bridesmaid, and I was her maid of honor.
Oh.
And I very much was like, I'm not getting choked up because of, I'm like really not getting choked up with emotion.
It was so special.
I like that you're talking at the
I know,
screen,
I
though.
just like had to clear my throat,
People,
and then I
I'm
was
fine.
like,
I'm just having a...
that was an aside. But it was, I felt like I was like, okay, this is the only time I'm ever going to be a bridesmaid. And for a woman, that's rare, I think. And maybe like I'll be a bridesmaid for my sister. She and I don't really care about marriage, so that's why I say that. And so like maybe I'll be a bridesmaid for my sister, but it like that's a different situation.
Sure.
But I was like, I'm gonna be a bridesmaid once. I'm gonna do a good job, and I really did like put a lot of intention into it.
Nice.
And so all of like the bridesmaids were really fun. Like my friend Sam picked like a really good group of people, so just the whole experience was really nice. And I feel like being a bridesmaid actually sucks.
Oh, it's
It's
worst.
terrible. Like everybody complains about it so much.
When you said that you knew you were only going to do it once, and I was like, what is the secret?
Right.
How can
The
I never
secret-
be a bridesmaid
The
ever
secret,
again?
the secret to having a good experience being a bridesmaid is, I think, to max do it twice. Right? If you, like, I have a friend who's been a bridesmaid 5 or 6 times. That's incredibly expensive. It's so much work. It
So much
really
work.
sucks. She does not talk about it, the experiences,
Yeah, because
positively.
No, because I thought you were going to say she doesn't even talk about it, because I've still got some PTSD. I didn't even do that much. I was very fortunately out of the state for my last bridesmaid duty. So I didn't have, she had multiple
Yeah.
bridesmaids in town that were there to help her.
I also didn't like have to do anything except the wedding and the bachelorette party.
Well, good. So that was like, it went off really well.
Yeah, so the wedding was like a lot of fun. The bridesmaids in particular had a lot of fun, and
Nobody fought.
no, everyone
Nobody
was super
tried to-
cool. Everyone was a lot of fun. The wedding was so much fun. Her parents, like, we had like a suite in a really nice hotel.
Hell yeah.
And I got to sleep in the suite for free because, like, there was
yeah.
a bed that no one else was using. And they were like, well, you're the maid of honor and you're coming into town. And I was like, thank you so much.
You're like, I'm spending so much money on this trip.
I do think her parents were sort of like, well, she works for a liberal nonprofit, so she might need it. But I think that was
You're like, "I'll
very
take it."
sweet. And I was like, thank you so much. So I stayed in the suite. And then, yeah, I knew I worked on the speech for like a really long time because I like knew I was going to be a bridesmaid or like the maid of honor, and I was going to give it. So I just sort of like filed away like all of the things, and I ended up just like I killed it. After I gave this the toast, someone came up to me and they were like, that was like a scene from a movie.
That's
And I was
amazing.
like,
what a compliment.
I know, and I was like, thank you so much.
Well,
So-
we'll have to hear it. You need to find that tape, but we need to like find a part for
Yeah. How long
Flip
ago
It
was
Out in the
that?
Manly Girly. 2017, I think she said.
Yeah, 2017 or 2018.
Okay, so you've been doing it for like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, and then I started in like early 2019.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
Yeah. So you were bitten by the bug, and then you started doing open mics,
Yes.
like just around Raleigh, Durham area.
Yeah,
Okay.
classic.
And you have been doing comedy then for like 4 years. You super love it. What would you say your goal is with comedy?
I don't know. I really like that's such a hard question. I think that I am going to try to think about that
You want to put a
this
pin in
year.
there? Okay.
because I mean, I think that's I'm like a really good short-term planner. I'm a pretty bad long-term planner.
Well, that's a good question. Then, like short term, when you first started comedy, what was your goal then? You were just like, what did you want to do, accomplish?
I didn't have any intention.
Really? Okay.
Or-
You just enjoyed it, and you're like, I enjoy doing this, so I'm gonna continue doing it until I don't enjoy it anymore.
Some of that, but I also think for me, it really snowballed. I did one mic without the intention of doing a second one.
Oh, okay.
And then I did one mic, and I was like, oh, I'll do another one.
Because that
And
was
then-
so fun.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, that was good. That didn't suck. So I'll do another one. And then
Okay.
like I was like, oh, a third and a fourth and a fifth. And it really has just kind of even up until like this year, it really has just been like, oh, well, about like I'll do the next one and like the next one.
Wow, and then it just snowballed. But that's kind of good. You, like you said, short-term goals that apparently snowballed into a long-term goal accidentally.
Yeah.
And now you have to put a label on it.
Right. Oh, well, actually, so like I do long term, like I obviously want to record an album.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So that's like, that is like I feel like a long term goal. I don't think it's like a very long term goal. Like I don't want to wait a long time to do it. So,
okay.
because I think I have like I know there's like multiple in me. So like that's the goal.
Multiple. Hell yeah. I love that. Those are some, good aspirations. So when you got up on stage, though, like, and you're never going to do it again, or you're going to do it for the last time, and that was really fun.
yeah.
What's your thought when you're going up on stage? What's your vibe with the audience? You know, what are you up there to accomplish?
Oh,
Do you have a message?
no.
No. So are you up there because it makes you laugh or more because it makes them laugh?
Oh, that's fun. I possibly because I think it's funny.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
Probably
so
more.
you're up there to make you laugh.
Probably I think it's more about I do think it's more about how it makes me feel, right? That's why I
love
want to
that.
come back for the next time.
Absolutely.
It is funny. I think when I started, I had a talk with, I chatted with someone who like does very, I think, personal, very true. Like they every detail they said in their jokes was 100% true.
Wow.
Which is not how I write. And I was thinking like, I want them to have like, not a correct opinion of me. Like I don't want them to know every single thing about me.
You're building a character.
Right.
Okay.
Or no, not necessarily a character, but just like not, I want them to wonder what's true and what's false.
Interesting.
Maybe.
Okay. Keep it a little bit ambiguous.
Yeah.
All right.
Would you mind lowering your mic just a little bit?
Sorry.
Yeah. No, lower, a little bit lower. Lower. Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah. It's also, on camera that way we can see.
Oh,
it.
that's better. Okay.
Yeah.
We can see your face. So anyway, so you like to get up there and make you laugh, and you write jokes and finesse them and really enjoy it, and might not ever do it again.
Yeah. I guess, I'll do it. I'm like gonna keep doing it.
Okay.
But when I first started, it was very much just, I didn't realize how it was snowballing while it was snowballing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
What was your first open mic experience like?
Good.
You
It was good.
okay,
I did a
yeah.
good job.
Feel like
Everyone.
I
Feel like
freaking
I'm a
crushed it.
natural, like awesome.
Yeah, I had done
I mean, I do think you're very funny.
Oh,
I've seen your
thanks.
sets. Yeah.
one thing. I have done a lot of public speaking. Like I had to do a lot of public speaking at my old job. Mm-hmm. So that was one thing that I wasn't worried about. And I think that really just obviously helped a lot.
Okay.
So.
I feel you. Okay. Well, that's cool.
What's your favorite moment in comedy that you've had so far?
I was, sorry. Okay. Did a stand-up set at a party, at Wes's party.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. And I was drunk, and I'm normally not when I do stand-up.
You try to stay straight when you.
Yeah, and I just like I'm not
But it was
much
a party. It was
I'm
a
not much
major
of a
rager.
drinker, and it was beer from a keg.
Yeah.
Which tastes better than other
It
beer.
was delicious.
Yes,
and
nice
I
and
haven't
cold.
had beer from a keg much since college,
So nostalgic.
and not in years. And it was delicious. It was just like cold water.
Nice.
Oh, 100%. I was gonna say I poured it. I'm like, is this water? I don't know, but it's good. It's hot in here. It's a lot of people.
It was a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had no hangover, and it was just like refreshing. It was like a seltzer.
awesome.
And so that was fun. And I realized that I was a bit looser. And then my friend Victoria Quiet, very good comedian, she always asks the audience, what they want to hear, and she gives them 2 options of her jokes, and then they choose what they want to hear, and then that's like such a funny bit, and I went up afterwards and I did that too. I'm sorry, but she's fine with it. And then I was like, do you want to hear a joke about my mom or my dad? And then somebody was like, your mom. And I was like, oh, you're a sick fuck. And that was fun because I normally wouldn't. I normally don't like engage with the audience all that much, but maybe I'm going to work on crowd work, I guess. And I guess that just means that I can call people sick fucks. And I normally probably wouldn't use that phrase in my jokes.
Right.
But that is a phrase I would say in real life.
Well, I mean, then a little other piece of you that you didn't know you wanted to show, right?
Mm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I thought the party was very cool. We're sorry we didn't see your set, but you know, next time. And
Yeah, well, we left after 11, and we're like, well, you know, after 11, the cops are more
cops are
likely
gonna
to get
get called.
called.
Oh.
And I was like, I don't know how these neighbors are able to withstand this.
I was thinking about that. I left at
how
like midnight.
responsible of us. We're all
Yeah.
like, oh, the neighbors.
Yeah, but then we're also old as shit, you know. Like, we're not old as shit, but we're 37. How old are you, if you don't mind us asking?
I'm 32.
Okay, yeah. So
You're
it,
getting
like,
there.
Yeah, you'll get there where it's like, I think we even went out last night after Dirty Bull Mike.
Yeah.
And like we went to, what was Pinhole maybe?
Pinwheel, pinhook,
Pinwheel,
pinhook.
Oh, the pinhook, yeah.
Yeah,
Pinhook.
pinhook.
Yeah. And we stayed there for like a beer. We're like, all right, we're tired. Let's go. Let's
Exhausting.
go
And we love
get
karaoke.
some
Yeah.
food and
Yeah.
go home. Yeah.
I've been better about that, but because I was like working from home and now I don't have a job and I can sleep in more, which is like such a privilege. So yeah, I've been a lot better about that in the last like year, and that's been nice and made stand up easier.
Sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you plan on going looking for something maybe in your previous line of work, or are you gonna go full-time comedy and like write it out?
Oh, no, there's no one who can make money like doing full-time comedy.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I think, but no, I'm gonna find like a job, like another job at a nonprofit.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, you like nonprofits? Like, well, it seems like you're pretty passionate about that type of stuff.
Yeah, I think it's like a pretty good field. And I think it's more like I understand how it works, so I'm just gonna keep working at it instead of learning something new.
Nice.
Fair
Well,
enough.
If you
So
didn't-
I can focus on doing
On
stand up.
comedy.
It's
I
not.
get you. Automate
Yeah.
one part of your life so you can focus on the other. I
Yeah,
feel that.
yeah, and it's just like it's familiar. I understand it. It's good work.
Yeah.
So,
Recession proof?
to some degree,
Right. Yeah, people need nonprofits. Nonprofits kind of spring up during recessions sometimes.
Well,
so
it depends. Like, you lose like a certain level of donors, but you don't lose like your major donors.
Right.
And that's who funds like the
that's
work.
the bread and butter.
So-
Right? Yeah. Well,
But you lose like you might lose a portion of the like mid-level donors, like the people who give like 1,000 or 2,000 a year, but like the rich stay rich. So like the people who can give at like high levels, they're
gonna
usually
continue.
fine.
Yeah,
So
I feel you.
and then you go like, give me some money, you sick fucks. You know?
yeah,
Like,
give me some money, you sick fucks. Yeah, that's
I'd like
honest-
to-
Yeah, that is like genuinely my job.
Well, I mean, you know, if you could do that, then you could be doing comedy for a living.
Yeah.
Maybe someday you'll be the girl who's up there saying, "Give me my money, you suck fuck."
You sick fucks.
You sick fucks.
It would be cool to like obviously make more money doing stand up, and then I could have like
Hell
a
yeah.
part-time job.
Hell yeah. And someday, no job.
And
And
someday-
comedy is your job, and then you can hate that.
Retired. Like that's the
okay.
dream. The dream is to retire.
Their dream is to retire
My like obviously
from comedy.
no from
Oh, okay.
like job life.
Oh, okay.
And then I probably like if I guess we'll like Jim Payne, so we could all just be doing it in our 80s.
85, exactly.
But he just started.
Right.
I know he's a
It's
natural.
very funny.
We should have done it before, but we're actually gonna have him. He's coming by and recording a show later.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah. We're so excited about it.
he's great.
Yeah. If you were gonna do the job, you know, in the line in the nonprofit, and you weren't doing comedy, what would you do?
I think I might be a carpenter.
I like that. That's cool. You
Sometimes
do
I think about
woodworking?
that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like to make stuff? Mm-hmm. Like, what have you made recently?
Well, I sewed a big pair of hands.
I think I saw him. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with them. That's a big pillow with two big hands.
Okay.
Um,
To cradle your head when you sleep.
Well, it's like draped around my couch now, and it's like 10 feet long.
Oh my
And
God.
it's like draped around my couch, and it does like you kind of can like nestle in it.
Is it like a big,
It's
like a
one
big
long pillow.
body
It's
pillow?
one long pillow with
hands for the
hands at
ends.
each end.
That is bizarre.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. Big noodle pillow.
A big pillow.
Nice.
And so I made that, but that's not made out of wood. But I've been thinking like no,
You
I
could
was
make another set that's made out of
made
wood.
out of wood.
Yeah.
I don't actually really do a lot of woodworking. I do almost zero woodworking. I have like ideas of how to do it in my head. But yeah, I just would think like I kind of wish that I had I don't know, the trades weren't like really promoted to me. And like I do like I do love working with my hands. I love tools. I wish
Yeah.
I had a tool shed. I love going to Ace Hardware.
Make it big in comedy, and then you can have a tool shed.
And then I can
too.
have a tool shed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. This is now your new goal. I helped you.
Right.
You're welcome.
I know. I almost got it. I asked and did not get, and like they were correct, and I shouldn't have gotten one. But I really wanted a half ladder for Christmas.
Aw, you didn't get one?
No, and I don't need one, and I don't have room for it.
That's very funny.
But
Because I actually would like that.
I
would
do
love a
want
half
one.
ladder.
I do want one.
I think we have a picture of the hands.
There's my hands.
Oh my gosh, those are amazing.
But it's that
so
what you can't see in the
cool.
picture is like the tube that connects it to the
Is
other
it in your
hand.
story?
Yeah, it's. I think.
But
it might
that's
be.
so dope. I love.
Or is
I
that-
love it so much.
No.
Let's see, it's not
Come
that
to the
one.
roast of Anna.
Roast of Anna,
So
friend of
it's-
yours.
Well,
Yeah,
we'll
she's a
find it
comedian.
up
She's
there
moving.
later.
Yeah. Well, that's very cool. That was much cooler than I thought it would
Oh.
look. I mean, I don't need to imagine the tube that connects them. I understand
Yeah,
how pillows
yeah.
work.
Cool. Yeah.
But if the rest of you don't know how pillows work,
Yeah.
Google
Google. I don't know. Go to my Instagram.
yeah, what's your Instagram?
What is it at Dev Roberts?
Deb Roberts.
At Dev Roberts. Okay.
Yeah.
You got to get booked. What are you trying to do? Like, tell people about you, you know?
Oh, I didn't invent the hands. The person who invented the hands was House of Hands. And if you can afford a $400 pillow, you should.
House of Hands. What is that?
It's just a person who invented the hand tube pillow. Like I don't want to take credit.
Oh, okay.
I made someone else's
Design.
But
But that's, you know what? You reiterated.
yeah, and I also used someone else's TikTok who figured out how to make someone else's design. So I copycatted a copycat.
Like multiplicity. So it was the original hand, like a different color, like normal color hands, and it just started becoming.
The
like a
person who
great-
invented them has like hands in like all fabrics. They're like really cool. They're
Oh.
yeah.
That's very
They
cool. You should make more and then like give them to people as gifts.
sell them. I was gonna say sell them.
I mean,
No, I'm not gonna.
said-
I would not do that.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
give them to people
You're like,
as
I don't
gifts
love anybody
because
that much
I'm
to
so
spend that
pumped
much
about
time
it.
on 'em.
Like, if I got that as a Christmas gift, I'd be like, what even
Yeah.
is this? This is amazing.
It was very fun. I don't have a sewing machine.
What? How did you make them?
I made it at my parents' house. I used my mom's sewing machine. I
Good call.
can use a sewing machine. I don't have one. I haven't used one in a really long time, and I wanted to
Practice.
I wanted to make something.
They came out
Yeah.
great. You know,
Yeah,
they
like,
look
you
great.
know.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. I had a sewing machine when I was a kid, and I sewed all the time. Like, I would make my own clothes. I made a bunch of clothes for my dolls. All that
yeah.
kind of stuff. And then, like, you just don't do it for 10 years or
Yeah.
so, and then you're like, it feels so intimidating. You know, it's
Yeah.
not like riding a bike.
I knew I was gonna hate. I knew I wouldn't be able to make clothes. Like I knew if that would just turn out. Ugh, I would hate it. But I thought I could make a pillow. I thought I could make this, and I was just like, the stakes were really low. Like that's the
Right.
sort of thing I was just like, no one cares.
Right. Well, if you make clothes, you're expected
Yeah.
them to wear them.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like and then you have to like be like, why if I looked, and then you end up thinking like, oh, well, maybe the problem is me and not like the sewing. If they turned out ugly, and then you're like, oh, well, that's a huge time wasted. But a giant pillow, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that. And that's exactly what I want to do.
Yeah, for sure. It's like those baguette pillows you can get on Amazon.
Yeah.
Well, it seems
sleep
like it
on them for
almost
bed.
like fit on a couch, you know, like
Yeah.
like one side like where you are, and then you go behind, and then the other side of the other.
Yeah,
end of the
it like
couch.
is draped quite nice. I'll show you a picture when.
Oh, no.
No, keep going here. I'll take care of this.
Okay.
When we're done, I'll show you a picture. It's draped quite nicely around my couch.
That's awesome. Well, I'm so weirded up. But hand pillows, what I think you should give them to your friends and family for Christmas, and you should buy a sewing machine. You know what? You could probably find one at like a thrift shop or something like that. They have them there all the time. Old ladies die all the time. You can buy their entire sewing kit and her tin full of buttons.
Oh my God.
From 1953.
I have a button thing.
I do too.
I know. What are we supposed to do with them?
Because when we're old, we have to leave them to Goodwill.
There's so many buttons like in the world. There's so many buttons like,
But-
because no one ever uses them.
They never do, but I feel compelled to keep them. And I have a box of buttons. It's not in a tin. It's a nice box, and it's my button box.
Okay, so
I'm a monster.
now, so
I don't
Emma
even own those
Berg,
clothes anymore.
Emma Berg. Do you know her? The
I
comedian.
do, yeah. Emma's so very funny. Emma Berg. Yeah.
She in high school she had a business where she made button bracelets, and I've seen them because she has a Twitter account for her button business, and she like was very successful in high school making these bracelets out of old buttons and then selling them, and she was like written up in the school newspaper about it.
That's amazing. Button bracelets.
Yeah, Emma
Well,
Berg's button bracelets.
Emma
I
Berg's
think she was. I think they were like BBB, maybe, or am I
Yeah.
making that up? So
Berg's button bracelets. Woo.
yeah,
I love them. I think she should bring them back if she hasn't. So I'd buy one.
she
People
moved to
love-
Atlanta to launch a button bracelet career.
Are you serious?
No,
That sounds amazing. Like, do you remember when those spoon rings were so popular
my
and
God,
everybody
yes.
had a fucking spoon ring?
Yes.
I have one. Somebody gave it to me. Actually, I really love it, even though I don't know where that freaking spoon came from.
Do you remember
It's very
the
pretty.
Capri Sun purses?
No. That's a thing? Like, they
Yeah.
would put together Capri
People
Sun
would
packages?
sew together like empty Capri Sun pouches.
I remember people did a lot of things with Starburst wrappers.
Starburst wrappers.
Yeah, like the Starburst wrapper, like they would make wallets and all kinds
I
of
can
like
do
crazy
that. I know how to do
things.
that.
You're insane. You're so crafty. That's good. You should do something with your hands. But I love that you were like, I would be a woodworker, even though you've done like no woodworking. It's very
I've
funny.
done no woodworking because I don't have the space to.
That's
like
fair,
it's
but-
just a pre. I will do woodworking
will,
one day.
yes.
I just don't have the.
So I feel
space
like
to-
if I weren't doing what I am doing,
Mm-hmm.
then I would be a sailor. I have never been on a sailboat in my entire
Oh.
life, but like I'm obsessed with, like, well, not obsessed. When I was a kid, I was obsessed with pirates, like Treasure Island and all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. Very cool. So, yeah, I would be a sailor. I'd be a bad pirate sailor.
This goes back to me not liking the ocean.
I
But
forgot. You're horrified by my dream. Huh?
no, but I have been on a sailboat but it was in a Great Lake, so you can do that on a lake.
You absolutely can. And actually, I'm from Oklahoma. And in
Oh.
Oklahoma, we have quite a lot of lakes too. And we also have the benefit of quite a lot of wind.
Yeah.
So sailing is very doable there also. And sailboats go, like little ones for one person. You get them for like $1,000.
Yeah, you should get one.
I should.
That's doable. Can
I
you do
will
it on
be-
Lake Jordan?
I don't know where that is, but I bet I can.
That's like a
And if
lake
they tell me
here.
no, I'll be like, I'm sorry.
Because I
She
think
told me
you
I could.
can jet ski on Lake Jordan.
I don't know. I've never been there. We'll go.
Um,
You'll go with me. We'll learn how to sail, and then we'll do some woodworking and film it for content.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. I'll definitely bring like power tools and a saw on a boat.
Maybe not
Oh,
both at the same time.
Okay. Not both at the same
Yeah, because they are
I
power
did picture,
tools.
when you said that, I did picture us doing
I like
it both
my
at the same time.
Thumbs. Do you like your thumbs? I want to keep mine.
So I think the problem with actually me being a woodworker now is because I understand that like I really now want to have fake nails, but I also do want to be a woodworker. And I just, those two things, like
So I would really recommend, as we were discussing earlier, doing your own nails, because I have run into the same sort of thing too, because we do so many crafts. We
Yeah.
make pots.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
they just destroy, even if you wear gloves or whatever. And it's like, are you going to pay $100 for something that you're immediately going to go out there and be like, oh, this is ruined? And especially
Yeah.
yours are so much longer. I used to keep mine really
Yeah.
long, and they would just snap
I
off,
know.
And I'm just like,
it hurts.
$100 plus it really hurt.
Yeah.
It hurt in my wallet and it hurt in my heart.
Well, she would get like the really pointy nails,
like
you know?
really like
Yeah.
And then you're trying to pop them out of silicone molds, and it's just
it's not practical.
Yeah.
I just hear whimpers.
I tore
Breaking
off some
nails.
good nails. Yeah.
You tear off your undernail from like
It hurts.
Yeah.
That has definitely happened. It's a very
We're tiny little
terrible
canary
pain.
people. Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, I recommend it if you're going to get into woodworking.
I know. That's just
$50, girl. I'll show you how it works. It was so easy.
I will figure out a way to have both.
You're like, I can do it all. I'm
I
a
can
big city career
I
girl.
can figure it out.
Yeah.
Now, would you ever move to New York? It seems like we hear a lot of comics moving to New York, like especially in the area. Like Luke, I think moved a few months ago. Luke,
We're losing, who else?
we're losing Freddie.
We're
He's
losing
moving to
Freddie.
New York.
Well, he's going home. Like he's from there.
Oh, is he?
He's from
Yeah.
Yonkers. Yeah.
Yeah, so.
So it's home, but he's, doing something big. I'm excited for him.
I don't know. I think like that. My first instinct is that like I don't want to live in New York.
Why's that?
I just don't want to live there. I like New York a medium amount.
Have you been?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just like have to be honest that I
like New York a medium amount. New York City, pretty mid.
Mid. New York's mid.
I'm
yeah?
so sorry. I'm so sorry that I don't really want to come off like an asshole.
Oh, it's okay. I'm scared to go right now, honestly. Like, I feel like I need to not watch the news if I want to go, because if you watch the news, somebody's getting stabbed in New York every single day on the subway, or in a restaurant or wherever else. And so I can't go right now.
I think it's very safe to live there.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Ultimately. And just like in every big city, there's like they're pretty safe to live in. I do think.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like sometimes you need to put the newspaper down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because all it is bad news.
Yeah.
They're not going to tell about all the cool things. Well, it was just another day in New York. So
I mean, the comedy scene there is so fun and so cool, and like I have a lot of friends who live there, but I think like the day-to-day reality seems sort of just like really inconvenient just to do normal things.
okay, fair, like your laundry or living.
Yeah, and I have like a good like apartment. I have a nice apartment.
So you're not willing to give up certain luxuries. That I totally get, because I've had friends in the past before say to me, "Oh, Rhiannon or Andy, you should."
Jesus Christ, it's terrible this.
So anyway, I have friends from New York, and they're like, "Hey, you should come live here. You'd love the vibe, everything." I'm like, I don't want 6 roommates.
Yeah.
Because I can't afford to live there, and I have a certain amount of creature comforts that it's not that I like expect so much that if I know that I can provide them to myself, I'm going to.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I think I want to be like since I am trying to think about like my comedy goals, like I might end up moving to New York. Like I could do that. I would miss like not having a roommate. I don't want to have to like store furniture at my parents' house. I really don't want to have to deal with rough winters.
You're making New York like you're just like
the sun sets really early there because it's on the East Coast and because the buildings are so tall, and so it gets dark at like 3 p.m. and I have seasonal affective disorder, and all of those things are true
combined. Yeah, you're like says I don't think I'm gonna make it here, but imagine how good it'd be for your comedy. Actually, that's a good question. Where do you draw your comedy from?
Just my own brain.
Your own brain, but like from your life, huh? From your family in particular, or just life?
I think it's 50%. It's like 50% very true, and then like 50% like fully made up.
Nice.
So
you're a storyteller too.
Yeah,
I love that.
Guess.
I mean, I think that, jokes are very funny told on a one-on-one basis like this. But when you're up in front of a crowd, you need to make sure that you're hitting enough high points that everybody gets to laugh, not just the one person in front of you.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah, I feel that. You're just finessing. You're just making your joke better. You're honing your craft.
Oh, no. I mean, I'm like fully lying and like fully making shit up. Like, it's not, I think it's funny. I personally just like,
think it's funny to make shit up.
Yeah, I just fully think it's funny to make shit up.
I cannot wait to see some of your stand up.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, we'll have to go to that roast,
Yes, absolutely.
You're in
Oh,
it?
yeah.
Are
Yeah.
you? Yeah,
Mhm.
hosting.
I'm hosting.
or-
I'm
oh, that's
hosting.
great.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
When is it?
January 14th.
January 14th.
It's
Yeah.
January 6th at the Capitol.
Yeah, right? Yeah, it's 20 where it's a reenactment.
It's
the South,
satire,
right?
It's just satire.
Yeah, the South loves a reenactment.
Yeah, that's really good. So you mostly lived in Michigan, then here, or did you stop somewhere along the way?
I lived in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and
Iowa.
Kansas City, Kansas.
Get the hell out.
I worked on congressional campaigns.
Oh, get the
Oh
hell
wow!
out.
I was
That's
gonna say,
amazing.
I'm like Iowa. It has to be politics. I mean, that's the only reason.
Yeah,
why.
exactly.
Otherwise, it would be like, what brought you to
Right, but
Iowa?
it wasn't a presidential, it was a midterm congressional, so it wasn't like
Okay.
the storm
Yeah.
that Iowa is.
Were people more receptive, do you think, because it wasn't like, I feel like, I mean, you always see on the news, it's like, oh, people just come here during the presidential election and then they forget about Iowa.
No, because they're obsessed with it. Like that's the only attention that Iowa gets.
Yeah.
And they're fine with it. I think it's really annoying.
It's like a resort town.
Yeah,
All
it's
of
like
the
a resort
people
town.
Flood in and spend all the money.
Yeah.
And then
And I think it's really is such like a storm is the right word, like the way it blows in and out when you're in Iowa and in New Hampshire, that if it happened all the time, it wouldn't be interesting, it wouldn't be special, and they wouldn't care.
So was it interesting and special for you? Did you love doing what you did?
I had a great time in Iowa.
Did you?
Yeah. So
In Iowa because of work or because of...
So it was genuinely like a campaign horror story, which everyone who's worked on campaigns has a campaign horror story. It's just the
Tell us
nature of
one.
the game.
We would love to hear it.
It's just like everybody campaigns has someone who I don't want to.
That's okay.
Or it's like a campaign horror story that's a campaign horror story.
I don't actually, and I allegedly had a campaign horror story.
Allegedly.
Yeah, it's a little character piece.
It's all
So I don't
satire.
think anyone. My candidate
Nobody
from Iowa
watches
is
our-
not going to listen to this.
I was going to say, nobody
Right?
listens to our podcast.
She is but I'll say that like okay,
Recurring guests on this podcast don't listen to this
you know,
podcast.
I wish I hadn't said which campaign it was,
Oh,
but
you can write it down.
okay, I'll just say can you bleep out Iowa?
Yeah, the state. Yeah. Right at Iowa.
But it's
You're so funny. See, it came in handy, huh? You weren't so
Okay.
sure. You're like, oh,
I don't
see
know.
now.
I might end up not.
Yeah, you decide.
Okay, because
You
I
be
really,
brave,
like
girl.
I really did have a fun time in Iowa, so I want people to understand that I really enjoyed Iowa, but
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
working
You wanted
on,
to get the-
working on political campaigns. It's like it's a nightmare. Like,
Okay.
and it's a nightmare for everyone who's ever worked on a political campaign. So like my experience wasn't unique. It was just like I worked on this campaign for 4 months. Every single workday was
Chaos?
13 hours long.
Oh my God.
I worked I had one day off. I would work 10 hours Saturday, Sunday. We were raising money from everyone in the country that we could. And so we would work and you do this thing called call time when you work on a political campaign where the candidate has a list of names and then they call that list and ask them for money and you do that
Sure.
endlessly.
Cold calling.
Yeah, and that's like you do donor research. None of this is a secret. We were in the central time zone. We were calling coast to coast. So we'd start calling East Coast early in the morning. And then when we would phase out of East Coast, we'd be calling West Coast late into
Sure.
the night. So we were doing this for like 12 hours a day.
Oh my goodness.
And I did that for 4 months. But
Were you good at it?
well, I was facilitating the candidate doing it. So the candidate would make the calls and I was like providing her with the call information and like running follow up.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so we were like, I legitimately had Stockholm syndrome because like I was in a room with her all day. And so like she was my best friend, this like older lady.
You're
Like she and I were like so in sync. We would go to the bathroom at the same time because like we were really like in it. And so that's just the nature of doing a political campaign. It's
you make it sound so glamorous.
It's a whole vibe. But the team I worked with in Iowa was like a lot of fun and no one was from the city where we lived in. We all like moved there from
Okay.
somewhere else to work on the campaign. And so we would go out every night. And that was like it was so much fun because we would just hang out every night we would all be like tired and like drinking. And so we just had a good time. Everyone was
this
cool.
like first job after college sort of thing?
Yeah, I did move there like right after college. So it was a lot of fun.
Like that reminds me, I don't know if you ever like, did you wait tables in college? Because that's the vibe
I worked
that
at an IHOP in high school.
Okay. I don't know if that's the same vibe. Like, you know, like
I was a hostess and I was like 16, so probably not. But
I don't know. Like everybody who works in a restaurant, you know, you go balls to the wall for so many hours, and then everybody gets together afterwards and does coke in the parking lot.
Yeah, it's that is very much a campaign, except the people who work on campaigns, most of them are like weenies who would be too scared to do coke.
Aw. Well, that's how they got there, though.
Yeah,
they were so straight laced.
Like there's like an undertone of like there's definitely people who think they're going to be president one day. So
working on the campaigns or like
working on the campaigns.
Okay.
So if you did that right out of college, though, it must have been special to you. Did you feel like you were? No. You never were that little girl, bright-eyed, looking in the mirror?
I think when I was a kid, definitely I
wanted to be president.
wanted to not be president, but I wanted to run for office. But I think in the same way that I also once drew a picture of a car and was like, I invented a car, you know.
You're like, I'm going to do big things.
Yeah, I'm just
people,
like,
you wait.
I also like, you know, thought I could, I mean, I also thought I was like a scientist, you know.
Hell yeah.
So
you could be all those things.
Yeah.
You know how like Barbie had like 50 jobs, man?
if Barbie could do it, I could do it. Like
Barbie could do it.
Why she's important.
I mean, she's better than an LOL doll. Have you seen those little sluts?
Did you have Bratz?
Huh?
Did you have the doll Brat?
I'm too old for Bratz, but I remember them.
Okay.
My nieces wanted one, and I refused.
I think I'm too old for Bratz too.
I think you are.
Yeah.
No, but
Not now though. They're cool now.
No, they're not. They're little whore dolls.
They're hot.
Yeah, we recently, my little niece, she's like, oh, I just got this LOL doll for Christmas. And I'm like, okay.
I don't know that.
She's like changing it. I'll pull it up here in a second.
It's like Bratz on cocaine. I mean, they've got
cool.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not into them. I'm a Barbie.
Yeah.
I'm a Barbie girl from, you know, the 90s. And I just, like, Barbie wasn't a whore when I was a kid. She had very little makeup.
Well, she
even.
could be because she could be whatever
whore.
she wanted.
That's very true. If she wanted to be a whore, she could. And I'm quite sure Barbie was a whore in her own right. But what I am not wanting to espouse, I suppose, is that, you know, women should have disproportionate body dimensions and a thigh gap.
Yeah.
I haven't had a thigh gap since I was 11. Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Oh, I think that's cute.
But wait. So at first, and this is, you know, 100%, we thought, okay, it's kind of like, you can't tell. But then when she started like really like putting like undressing the doll.
And redressing her in different clothes.
We realized that the LOL doll has back dimples. It has nipples. The hip to like weight ratio and the thigh gap. Like when you take off the clothes, it's not like a Barbie.
It's not like a Barbie. It's not ambiguously
Yeah.
anything. And I'm sorry.
It's a 6-year-old.
We're not
child,
Italian.
I mean, you know, and you know, like it just shocked me as the difference, right? Like I don't know. I'm not a young girl. I don't know what.
I think that what adults see is really different than what kids see.
Definitely.
Because
but
what you see when you look at that and you immediately sexualize it,
I mean, back
which
then
is
was
like
pretty
fine.
sexual, you know.
But like a kid doesn't understand that.
Sure,
so like a kid is gonna look even at an adult's. Like if they see, like if they're at a pool, they don't understand that that's sexual, and they're not gonna understand that on like a doll. But I think what the question is like, why are we designing them that way? But not that I think that they're corrupting kids when they actually are like given to a kid.
I wouldn't buy them for my.
But I think the design of it is weird.
Which is the back dimples. The back dimples and nipples really like the back dimples is really like the tricky one. I'm like.
That's super unnecessary. Everybody has nipples.
Right. I don't have back dimples. Like, though it's not that's not a genetic thing. Like, I don't really have them. And some people have them really well defined.
Yeah. No, I almost wish I had regular dimples, you know? Like,
I have those.
They say it's...
Do you? That's neat. It's I watched this video about internally what's happening in your face.
Yeah.
It's fucking disgusting and so cool.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
I have like 2 on each side too.
That's
so I have
crazy.
that,
So
like,
it have doubles.
I have all
happens.
those weird muscle things.
Oh my gosh, you're so neat. I wonder if it's like an evolution.
It is, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. You're like eventually your cheeks are just gonna expand like a
Like
raptor.
my grandkids will have 4 on each side.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they'll be the cutest, 4 times as cute.
Yeah, they'll be like quelling a wildfire, just being like, look at my dimples as the earth burns.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, for your campaign guy, did he win?
Oh, I only ever worked for women, and no one ever
Okay.
won.
No one ever won? That sucks. But you made lifelong friends.
Not really.
The girl that you were forging the life with, your
my
twin?
candidate. Oh, we
Yeah.
haven't spoken since. It's like
No. I mean the girl that was making calls with you that you went to the bathroom with every day.
yeah, we haven't spoken since.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're like, no, we just went through war together, and now we're done.
Well, we weren't. I don't know. It just like outgrew the situation. Like you kind of do
Sure.
that. Like you hop into some place, you work on a campaign, and like you move on to the next place.
I hear you.
So
Would you ever go into political office?
no, I quit politics. I'll never do it ever again in the rest of
Really?
my life. That's why I left my job,
Why?
because I don't want to work on a political campaign.
Have you lost faith in the political system?
Yeah, I mean it's something that you really shouldn't do. I personally think it's something that you shouldn't do forever. So,
What, politics?
Yeah, I think it's like good to. It's not. I don't understand how
cool.
anyone like could do it for 40, 50 years
Career
as
politics.
like a job. Like
Well-
I'm out of it.
I just realized why, though. It's probably because they're like, I have other stuff that I want to do, and I already know how to do this thing. So I'm
Yeah.
just going to keep doing this. Like
Well,
you. They're just
yeah.
like you and me.
Yeah, I think it takes. I probably. You are the people who go into it like are idealists, and then like I think some people like they burn out. I burned out, and then like some people stay in it and they're like this is fine, and then like but I also think like I worked on 7 election cycles in a row and campaigns,
Oh,
and a
wow.
lot of people don't do that. A lot of people go from like the campaign side to the legislative side, or they leave for grad school or something. Like it
Sure.
is very dumb to do 7 elections straight in a row. Like no one should ever do that. Like I only ever worked on the campaign side, and I like in the office, who would I would have been like Toby Ziegler, the one who has he's like no, not the office, sorry, the West Wing. Which is such a politics thing, but like he's
I
the
was
one.
going to say Toby's the HR guy.
No,
to be
Toby-
honest.
I was going to
Sorry,
say,
no.
I was like,
Oh
I
my
don't
God,
understand
I-
this reference.
Sorry, no, the West Wing. The guy who's like so beleaguered, and he's never had a candidate who's won in his entire career, and he's like, I'll take this one shot, and then like the candidate, like his last candidate ever wins, and it's like, yeah, that's like pretty realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you seen the movie Irresistible with Steve Carell and Rose Byrne?
I can't watch anything that has
it's
anything
like-
to do with politics.
So
It's
you
literally
watched
about a
West Wing,
small
and then
town.
you're like, I'm done.
Well, I watched West Wing when I was like a teenager.
Well, yeah, Irresistible. So you just can't do them?
Yeah.
Because Veep. What
I
about
don't,
Veep?
I don't like Veep.
Oh, okay.
Veep is like very, very funny.
It's very
I wish I hadn't worked in politics so that I could like Veep.
I hear that. It's kind of like if you work at a fast food place and then you can no longer enjoy whatever that is.
Yeah.
Although, so Arturo worked in fast food when he was.
Taco Bell, baby.
Taco
Oh, hell
Bell.
yeah. That's my favorite.
We fucks with some Taco Bell.
Well, Taco Bell's
though.
good.
It's so
Yeah.
good.
So-
My sister hates it. She calls it toxic hell, and it
Oh,
honestly offends me.
that's rude.
That's incredibly rude.
And I don't know, like, we almost got Taco Bell last night, and I don't know, it seems around I grew up in South Florida, and in South Florida, Taco Bell is 4th meal. Like,
Yeah,
it's
it
open
is.
2 a.m.
Yeah.
4 a.m.
Oklahoma,
And-
too.
And
Yeah.
here's so many close at 10. I'm like, you're not even ready to eat Taco Bell by 10 p.m.
I have
Nobody's
had
ready to hate themselves.
Similar thoughts because Taco Bell, I really think that it's gross to eat it in the daytime.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You gotta eat
They came
it.
up
Two
with
and
breakfast. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like,
If you eat Taco Bell at night, it didn't happen.
exactly.
four. Except
Is how I feel. But
except
it
for
does.
the-
It has like, yeah, it closes so early because I used to when I first started doing stand up pre-COVID, I used to get it after open mics pretty often.
Hell yeah.
And
yeah.
like now it's not even open, so I don't do that
dollar
anymore.
menu.
Yeah, it's like you're supposed to eat it like you're a werewolf in the middle of the night. You wake up like,
Yeah.
you're like,
And there's just-
oh fuck, did that happen? You know,
There's like that Taco 12 box, Taco
Yeah.
12 pack on your
Yeah.
bed, and just like dried cheese and lettuce
Yeah.
sprinkled around. Yeah. And you hate yourself a little bit, but nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
I mean, I've allegedly gotten in a car accident at the drive-through line of a Taco Bell coming back from a bar, you know, and allegedly,
Allegedly.
like I remember, like I pulled up and to get closer to the window, and in the moment that I'm like pulling back, a guy like just like slammed into my back, you know, fender bender. I'm like, oh, it would seem okay, but he's like, no, let's file a police report. In my mind, I'm like, cowboy, I'm not gonna pass this DUI test. So
Oh my God.
But we're in a parking lot. I'm half a mile from my home, allegedly, and
Yep.
and then I
It's satire.
it's private property. Cops deal with accidents and private property differently than they do on the public way. So I'm like, okay, I'll park my car over here. Just get your food and meet me here. There's a gas station in that shopping center. So I immediately like run to the gas station. I get a pack of cigarettes, a pack of gum. You know, I didn't smoke cigarettes at the time.
Yeah.
You know, and then I'm like, okay, I'm like shoving gum in my mouth, and I'm like smoking cigarettes, and I'm like,
Allegedly.
allegedly. And then I'm walking by and I have the drink, right? And I'm like, just like trying like until the cop shows up, and then toss the cigarette, toss the gum, right? I'm just drinking my drink, and fender bender, trying to play it like, you ever see The Departed? I'm like, my hand never shakes,
Yeah.
and they're just like, oh, it's private. You guys have to deal with it through your insurance. But
Yeah, I feel like you could have gotten out of having the police come, considering it was like your car.
yeah, but it was like, it was a guy that's like, oh, I need to, like, he needs to do it by the book.
He was a white
you know?
guy, is what he was saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
He's
my
a white
brother,
guy
my
at
brother
4
would
a.m.
also like, probably be like, no,
Well,
we
he's
have to do
also a
the
white
official
guy.
thing,
He's definitely a white guy. He's the whitest.
Well, he did anglicize his name, so that is pretty,
What's his name?
Well, his name is Alejandro, but he goes by Alex.
Oh.
Yeah.
He
he's
mentioned that it
white.
was because people had trouble, pronouncing his name, and I'm like, what about Lady Gaga? But he switched to Alex before Lady Gaga came out with that song, Alejandro.
Right. Oh my. Yeah, that is such a good song.
Such a good song.
And he didn't rebrand?
Yeah, he didn't rebrand back to Alejandro. He just stayed Alex,
I mean,
If he gets a new job, he can switch at there.
Yeah, I
there
could
you
tell
go.
him.
Yeah.
The rebrand them.
We have a question for you. Well, actually, the question is going to be, I'm going to show you some stuff, and you're going to tell me if it's horrible or hilarious.
Okay.
You know how to play this game?
Sure.
Okay, great.
I'm in. This sounds fun.
This is a lot more cleavage than I thought it was. Honestly.
Oh, you
Like-
got this, baby. All right, let's.
It's a Saturday.
It's a lot.
I can't even tell what he's doing.
He's like fixing something on the roof.
The ceiling.
I asked.
Oh.
Did he fall off the ladder?
Yeah, he like fucking got blown out.
I think that's horrible. I think call an electrician. Like like you can really get electrocuted. Like electricity as a woodworker myself, electricity is not something I would fuck with. Like I
You
would
don't
call an
fucks with it.
electrician.
Yeah.
I put a paperclip in a light socket when I was in first grade.
Oh shit.
Or in a plug.
Yeah.
And I now understand that I would call an electrician.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
would call an electrician. I feel that. Yeah.
Well, funny enough, Alex was an electrician or an electrician's apprentice. And we're like, is this up to code? He's like, no, he actually found it hilarious. He's like, this dumbass should have known better, But-
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the first tip off for me is that the lights were all on
Right.
around him. So that should be your number one tip off that maybe.
And like I don't even know if like I would think about that.
Really?
I
You
hope-
should not be
I
an electrician.
right? Right?
You should
Which
not
is
fuck with
why-
electricity.
Which is why I understand
Okay,
that
that's
that's
fair.
not my role.
That's not your bag. I hear you.
Yeah, I'm here for the wood.
We got another
heard it
one
here
for you.
first.
Yeah.
All right, this
Okay.
one is an oldie but a goodie. We've seen this.
Oh, I can't anticipate
A couple
what this is
people.
gonna be. Oh no.
Yeah, she's in trouble when she put her weight on that.
Oh no.
Holy shit. Okay. This.
I like this guy's. I got you, honey. Don't just hang on.
Oh no, he doesn't. He doesn't have it at all. Oh no. Oh no.
Okay, I think that's fake.
You think it's fake?
I think that's fake.
Really?
Yeah.
Like teenagers dressed up like old people?
I don't know, but I think that's fake. Like,
Okay.
I think anybody who uses a walker would understand that they need an elevator to begin with. And like a building
Right.
a building that has an escalator also has an elevator because they have to be like up
Compliant.
to
Yeah,
code.
ADA.
And I think that is like low.
Could they be people from maybe they don't go to the big city very much. I don't know.
So, my dad's a lawyer, and he always talks about one of his first cases when he was like a baby lawyer was that someone came up to Detroit from the South. I think he said the South, but I'm assuming just like very, 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 very rural.
What he meant.
And this person got caught in a spinning door and got injured, and then my dad was his lawyer, and that was one of his first cases.
Did he win the case?
Door?
He legitimately got caught I think my dad won, and they like settled and the guy got money.
Yeah.
And he legitimately got caught in a spinning door and was injured because he didn't understand how it worked.
Do you know?
Because he'd never been in one before.
I was gonna say, so he'd been from a rural place. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
so he'd
saying.
never been in one.
Maybe that
Yeah.
bitch had never seen an escalator before. Like I'd seen them when I was a kid. We used to go to my dad and my family is from Indiana, and we used to go to Indianapolis all the
Yeah.
time. And the only thing as a child that I remember from Indianapolis is there was an escalator in my dad's office building. There was an escalator.
Yeah.
It was so cool. I wanted to go to dad's office to ride the escalator. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
It was a part of
It was-
my life.
yeah, that's a lot of fun.
But are there people that grow up with no escalators in their life?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Maybe-
But I think that I still stand by that was fake because I do think if you need a walker, then you instinctively know that like you need an elevator.
Maybe she was leaving the hospital after having surgery, and she was at the
She-
big fancy.
if she was
in
leaving the
city.
hospital, she'd be in a wheelchair.
Fair. Okay. Maybe she was there for her follow-up appointment. Help me out here.
I just think that was fake. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
that's
Like
fair.
I
I like
that
the
was
take.
fake.
We haven't heard that.
We
one.
have not heard
We
that.
haven't heard the take.
I just
Very
think that was fake.
conspiratorial.
Yeah.
Is that like a thing? You're like every video on the internet is fucking fake.
Well, let's think about this one. Tell me if this one's fake.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
No, that's real. That's funny.
She just clotheslined herself.
That's really funny.
See that one again.
Oh no.
Anything for content, right? Like I said, this content.
Oh shit.
Yeah, no,
Just
that's funny. That was really good. See,
Rats.
that's like a human mistake. No, like that. No one could do that. Oh, people could. Fake
she ran
that.
full force
Yeah.
too. She didn't
Yeah.
even. She wasn't even going that fast on the monkey bars. She didn't have to.
Yeah, and it's like she's fine. She's like hot already, and then she's like posted it, so she thinks it's funny, and it's like everybody's fine. No one got hurt.
Do you think she posted it, or do you think that somebody was videoing her? It's like world star.
I
Like
think
when
they
you
showed
post
it to her,
fights.
and they were like, after they like took her to the hospital and got her cleaned up, they were like, "Do you want to see something that will cheer you up?" And she was like, "Yeah." And then they showed it to her, and she was like, "That's hilarious."
You're a real good friend. I
Yeah, I think she. And then they're like, "Can we post it?" And she's like, "Yeah, that's really funny."
that's very funny.
I
I
mean,
like it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd argue if the content creation was there, it's like that video is gonna get
Yeah.
a lot more views than the original monkey bar video.
Oh, for
That's
sure.
hilarious.
Yeah, yeah.
Otherwise, it's just like, yeah, that's like a like.
Well,
a-
then in that
not a
case, she
skill.
has much higher motivation to be faking it.
No,
No,
I don't
that's
think
a
she's
hard
because she's also like she does that woman does not want a broken nose.
Fair.
Like she's like we
Does
were talking about
anybody
earlier
Huh? Like we were talking about
when you
what?
had a black eye.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
No,
she
I
doesn't
mean
want a
it's
broken
fun for
nose.
a day.
Yeah.
It's fun for a day, and then you've just got a fucking black eye,
Yeah.
Well,
and you have to go out like that in public.
let me see what you think about this next one. The big game. Some people get very excited about it, like this guy.
Oh.
It always makes you laugh, but I'm always like, this guy is like a rag doll. I don't know if this guy.
It makes
Yeah.
me laugh because you deserve this.
Ooh.
Like he is limp.
I don't
on
know.
The ground.
It's scary. It's scary when they don't move after.
I guess, but it's the same. I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's definitely real.
You think?
Oh yeah, I mean that was real.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know if you can fake that. All right. Well, let's go to an animal. Cute little seal.
Wait, is it gonna die?
I don't know. I've
I
never
hope
seen this
not.
one actually.
Oh shit!
That's funny. Oh no!
Oh
no,
my
please
God.
don't
We're
hurt
having
it.
a boy.
Please don't hurt the seal.
Holy shit!
Oh, that little boy shouldn't. People shouldn't be in the water.
I
The
gotta give
ocean
the
is
seal
for
some
animals.
props. The girl's like, "Fuck you guys! I'm getting this baby."
The ocean is not for people.
You know, you've said that. You did say that. You're
The
like,
ocean
it's
is
full
for
of-
animals.
It's for mysteries.
Let the animals live in the ocean, and the people
Oh, it's attacking somebody else. Look.
see. It's this. I'm on the seal side.
You know, this might reinforce your point about the ocean.
The
Yeah.
ocean is scary.
That's its home. We are land
Dwellers.
Holy shit! I didn't even
And
know
see-
seals attacked humans.
I didn't know that either. Maybe something's wrong with it.
Oh,
I know that they have seals on the beach.
Oh, what? Oh, he caught it.
Is it the seal?
That looks like it's much smaller than what it
Is
is.
that
wasn't
why it was
big of a
attacking?
seal. I mean, I don't want anyone to drown, but I don't want anyone to hurt the seal.
It's like this guy's like, let it go. God damn, this motherfucker spun that seal.
I have
I
a
hope
very
it doesn't
like
come back.
Disney view of animals where it's like they're just happy.
Really?
They just like tweedily
Oh,
on
yeah.
with their day.
We have some animals that we can let you meet. They're very Disney.
Oh, okay. What kind of animals do you have?
We have rabbits.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
cute.
so cute. Very
Yes.
fluffy and
Okay.
sweet and
Yeah.
the cutest.
Yeah,
We
They're
have
so
adorable.
a
I
bunch,
mean,
yeah.
We literally can just watch them for like.
For hours.
Yeah.
They're so
Yeah.
peaceful and they just,
Yes.
just
Yeah, it's very interesting. Like their personalities, like like they act very differently.
they
you
really
know?
do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they bond. And we recently took one of the bunnies like away from its mate. Just because it's a buck and a doe, and we didn't want him to just be banging around
Right.
the entire time.
Yeah, give her a break.
Yes.
And we put her in another
Yes.
cage, and then funny enough, with another buck rabbit, but they don't get along too well, right? Like
Yeah.
we're trying to
Yeah, so they got a
crossbreed 'em.
couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the original buck's like almost like looking for her, like trying to get on top of the cage, like
He
behavior
wanted
that he's
her.
never displayed before. It was pretty
Yeah,
intense.
he missed her. Well, but she missed him too. She
Yeah,
broke out of.
they're
She
together.
broke out of her cage the other day, and he came out and he was like, "We lost Winnie," and I was
Yeah.
like, "What do you mean we lost?" I was like, "She died." I was seriously like heartbroken because she's the cutest. She has a mustache like Ron Swanson.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so cute.
She's the
Yes, she
cutest,
does.
yeah. And so I was very sad, but I was trying not to be like too sad because rabbits, animals die. I
Yeah, they
understand
wanna
how.
die.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, that's very sad. He goes, no. She broke out. She chewed through the side of the cage to get to her boyfriend.
Oh,
And
that's
then-
cute. Romeo
yeah,
and Juliet.
but then there was an exterior cage, so she was still stuck. And we found her, and she was just hiding in the corner where we're like, okay.
Come on home now.
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
It's incredibly sweet, but at the same time, stay in your cage because,
Yeah.
Monogamy.
monogamy.
If you had a bunny, what would you name a bunny?
My next animal's name will be Salt.
Salt?
Okay.
Pretty
yeah.
much
What
settled
kind
on
of
that.
animal are you going to get?
My next animal will probably be a cat, another cat.
Okay.
I have one cat.
Okay.
Okay. How old is the cat?
She is 8.
Is her name Pepper?
Her name is Wolf.
Wolf? Wolf Salt.
Okay.
Wolf and Salt.
Wolf and Salt. I like it. It's like a clothing brand.
I know, that's exactly what I think of because it's like every Etsy store is like
Yes!
word plus word.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense,
Yeah.
and it doesn't have
No,
to.
and it
just
doesn't-
put a
it's-
bird on it.
No, they're all like, and I have thought about that because Wolf and Salt is like, I know exactly what that store would sell if it was a store.
What would it sell?
It would.
Oh yeah.
No,
like
I am not opening an Etsy store to sell wood
Yet.
products.
Yet.
But I do think
TBD.
that Wolf and Salt, so like my cat's name is Wolf, and then my second cat would be named Salt because I love salt. I like to eat it.
Salt is delicious.
Not plain like on food. And I keep doing asides, but to me that's like another character. But yeah, Wolf and Salt would sell like definitely like a beach vibe. You know, probably things
Yes.
on driftwood, white crystal, definitely stuff that has anchors on it.
Okay.
This is not my vibe remotely, but I understand like Wolf and Salt. Like I know what that Etsy store would
Yeah,
sell.
you could create that. That's
We
fine.
should.
I don't
shoot a
want to.
sketch.
Like I don't
We
want to
should
do
shoot a
that.
sketch where
Oh,
you
do
do
a
the
sketch.
ad for
Wolf and Salt.
Wolf
Yes.
and Salt.
Yeah,
Here, this is where you
And
can
have your
get-
cats under your arms.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you want a large anchor for your wall? Have you never been to the ocean and you want to seem like you have?
Because you hate the ocean.
Oh God, my favorite, my like probably, I don't want to be rude. I do not love like a beach decorated house.
Really?
Like a house with a lot of shells around.
Like shells and
what about a beach
blues
house,
and
though?
rope.
It's a
like that Miami vibe, that Florida.
Oh, that's not a Miami vibe.
No? Okay, the Florida vibe.
That's a New
Beach
England
house.
vibe.
Yeah,
Okay.
like a
Cape
New
Cod.
England vibe.
Yeah.
Like a Miami
Cape
vibe would
Cod.
be cool because that would probably be like Cuban
Yeah.
and be like
some like
Color,
some pinks and
yeah.
green, light
Colorful.
green.
So you're
to red.
talking more like a
more
Cape
like
Cod.
a coastal, like a there's like the TikTok brand
like,
or
"What
something like
happened, man?"
coastal grandmother, where it's like navies and blues and anchors and ropes
Okay.
and like so many seashells and like lots of sea glass. It's definitely okay at a beach house.
You're like, but otherwise, I will burn it to the ground.
I wouldn't burn it to the ground. Do what you like. Definitely do what you like. Like my opinion doesn't matter if you want to put
What's your house decorated like?
shells everywhere. No,
I know it.
it's like I live.
The
in
truth comes out.
I live on a boat.
I'm a sea captain.
So
Yar.
I don't have a bedroom. I have quarters. It's not a bathroom. It's the head.
The head, yeah.
Yeah.
You're really good at that. I believe it.
Yes.
You really sell it.
Our you matey. Oh, and that you're the pirate.
I am someday.
You love my boat.
I would like looking forward.
It's so
to
crazy that I
visiting.
didn't mention that I have a boat when you said you
It's
wanted
very
to be
crazy.
a
It's
pirate
very
when you wanted to be a
strange.
sailor.
Yeah, especially since you're so good at it.
I don't like the ocean because I'm on it too much. You know,
Word.
I'm burned out.
Maybe you're a lake pirate.
Right.
Lake
They
Pirate's a
definitely-
great name for a podcast
Lake
or a brand.
That would be like a Michigan history.
Yes, I was
podcast.
just there. Yeah, that's your vibe, right?
right. Yeah.
All the rope and the, what are those things called? The buoys.
The buoys or the dinghy. I don't know. I don't.
A
Really,
dinghy's a boat.
A
or like
dinghy
a
is a boat.
lifeboat. Right?
Lifeboat, yeah. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I'm talking about like
Titanic.
what are the thingies? The round thingies called?
Life preservers.
Okay, sure.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not on a boat a lot.
You're like just on the weekends
motherfucking
and
boat.
weekdays.
All right, I got a couple more videos to show you.
Okay.
That's it.
Cool.
Here, let me get set up. All right, so we're gonna try this one. I love this one.
Yeah. Yeah.
This goes with your beach phobia one. I love the music in it. You know, it's like so.
So
Yeah.
jolly.
There's so many different things that could happen.
Yeah,
I love this scenario.
yeah. I think he
That's
can
so-
be okay. There's a lot of water to splash out to this place.
I guess it looks pretty sandy to me.
He's certainly not dead, but
I don't think he's dead. He doesn't,
He's gonna need some attention.
for sure.
He's gonna need.
It
some
didn't appear
recovery
that it was
time.
any fault of his, though. You know what I mean?
It seemed like a dumb people doing something together.
maybe.
Yeah.
Hold my beer sort of
Yeah,
situation. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I have something else for you that's not so much a horrible or hilarious, but just tell me what you make of this video.
Mustache Steve. Okay.
Black guys who love to fuck and fuck good. If you're a hot black guy and you want to fuck me at $23.95, if you want to move in, you can move in, but you gotta fuck me. I need to be fucked a lot, man. Get free food, free rent, and everything else, man. Here's the deal, man. Men from jail, homeless, or you're a thug, you want to come move in, your friend can move with you too, man. Free rent, you get a lease and a key. Fuck me.
Lease and a key.
Piss on me, beat me. I'm home there now. You see me, you want to come over today and try it out, man. If you're in my building, try it out. You want to fucking piss on me, try it out. Seriously, probably only as fuck, man. I'm looking for hardcore guys that mean it, want to do it, and I want to deliver it. I'm a hot white trash. Come dump, let's fuck.
Well,
I was having trouble understanding what he was saying.
yeah.
But if it's consensual, good
Yeah,
for
I mean,
them.
this guy's
do your
living his
thing.
truth.
It makes me wonder where he posted that on.
Yeah.
Like, that other people accessed it.
His
You know
like
what
close
I mean?
friend stories.
Huh?
What was his? Was that his like close friend story?
Maybe.
Well, it made it on
Probably.
the internet. So
I
I
made it
doubt
onto the internet. Exactly.
Yeah, it seemed like he had a kink, and that's good for
Yeah.
him. And like if somebody wants to fulfill it,
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, like he's like men from jail. If you're a thug,
Well,
you want to move, you
homeless-
get at least
Probably,
a key.
there's like it's we shouldn't be like fetishizing black people, but otherwise I don't know if adults. He was pretty honest about who he
Who he
confident.
wanted, yeah, what he wants.
And he Mustache Steve, great name. Honestly, good name.
Yeah.
Wish he had it,
Yeah,
Wish he'd come up with it.
right. I know. Why? But he doesn't sound like he's my type.
No.
Well, I don't sound like I don't
No,
feel like
you
I'm
could
his
be
type.
Mustache Steve. Is what I'm saying.
I could be
is-
Mustache Steve.
Yeah.
I could be Mustache.
It's a
You need to
good
go to
name.
jail.
A
Yeah,
good
you
name
can
is a
do
good
that.
name, no
That's
matter
a
what you're
character that I'm
talking
gonna
about.
start doing on stage. Is Mustache
You
Steve.
just gotta beat the shit out of him, piss on him, And
Yeah.
you'll be into it. Yeah.
I'll just do that as a dramatic monologue. As Mustache Steve.
I would listen to that.
Yeah.
'Cause that went on for like at least a minute.
I know. Wow. A lot of fulfilled requests that he is trying to
Yeah.
figure out.
I mean,
Yeah.
he needs to go on on an open mic, like a poetry open mic. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And do like stream of consciousness
Yeah,
poetry.
exactly. Yeah.
People would listen to it for sure.
He's like, fuck me, beat me, piss on me. You want a home man out, But,
What else you got?
No, it's more power to him. No, that's sort of the videos I have for
All
the moment.
right. Well, let's
Yeah,
end
yeah.
on that note.
Okay.
Well, we'll have to ask, Dyson. It's like because I feel like, but then he said that we talked to Dyson in the last podcast, and he said that he lived in Utah for a while,
He
and
did,
that
yeah.
he's like, he was kind of like, as you mentioned, he was like fetishized, but he was into it, So, we'll have to ask,
Oh yeah. What is fetish? Maybe for Casa de Thinking.
Yeah. And no, but we do a few podcasts. Like Casa
Yeah.
de Thinking's the more one where we ask, questions. It's really more about exploring a subject than really come up with an answer. Because
Yeah.
a lot of the ones that we have don't have an answer, or if people think they have an answer, there's a difference in opinion on what that answer is.
It's ambiguous.
Yeah.
Like
What
we
is
did,
consciousness?
Right.
what is consciousness? We did what did we do? We did what is love, which we'll probably do a part 2.
That's
you know.
cute.
Yeah. So it's just questions and interpretations.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what are you looking forward in 2023?
I'm looking forward for the sun not to set as early as it does.
yeah.
Seasonal affective disorder. We
Seasonal
got that.
affective
Yeah.
disorder. I love that. And let's see. I'm excited to do a lot of stand up as per usual. I hope I keep getting like more and more
Booked gigs.
opportunities, and like in front of larger crowds would be cool. I am available to headline in 2023.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Just letting everyone know.
Absolutely.
Get that first hour. You mentioned you have a number. What would the name of your first special be?
I don't know. I don't have that. I have
Okay.
other ideas, but I don't have the name.
Okay. You've got
Okay.
a name for your Etsy store though, so
Right,
You're,
Wolf
you're
and Salt.
already.
Wolf and
You're
Salt, yeah.
already.
You can buy my album and a crystal anchor.
Yeah, well, we'll have to, once we get the garage studio set up, we have a full wood shop in the garage.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we'll have to have
so
you
have to
over.
come by
and
and make some
whittle.
stuff.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, tell us where they can find you,
You can find me on Instagram at Dev Roberts. That is, and I'm on Twitter and TikTok at Dev Robot. But like, find me on Instagram. That's like the easier way to do it.
Yeah.
So-
Who uses other stuff now?
Well, I'm like
Yeah.
use other stuff, but like Instagram is I think like the one where it's like if you ever wanted to come see a show, which is like what would be cool.
You have any shows coming up?
Book me.
Come to Anna's roast
Yeah.
on January 14th at Crafty. This will be out by then.
This may be out by then.
And then Jack Chrissy's going away party, I think is and show, which I'm on. I haven't heard anything about it, but if that is still happening, that's January 20th at
Nice.
Okay, he's
The
going off
Berkeley
to college
Cafe.
or something?
No.
Okay,
Off
then he
to
just
New York?
graduated high school, right?
No, he's like 22.
What? I thought he
Yeah.
was like a kid.
No. I
Oh,
met
well, I steered Kristen wrong.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. We were actually speaking about him just a couple of days ago. That's crazy. Where's he headed to?
As a child, though?
Yeah,
We
because I thought he was going
was.
to Mike's like a year ago.
no.
I saw him at a Mike, and I'm like, this kid's in high school. He's got chomps. But I didn't know he was in his early 20s.
Yeah, he's in
That's
his
so
early 20s. I met Jack when he was like 19.
Okay.
That was like pre-COVID. When he was just like a kid. But no, he's an adult. He's moved to Nashville just to like have
so
a better opportunity and like to move to a different city. So it's like
Nashville's a
cool
great
and proud.
city.
And like that's a cool age like to move away. That's like
Yeah.
when I moved away.
Definitely.
It's still relatively close to home, Nashville. It's just a state over.
Not too far.
Happy. So, but yeah, his going away show is January 20th. So
Well, great. We'll have to check it out.
And what message do you have to Gen Z on love?
Gen Z on
Yeah.
love. I don't know. Figure it out for yourself.
Fuck yeah, that's a good one.
love it.
I like that. Well, Devin, it's been a pleasure having you. You have to come back for Custom of the Thinking.
Absolutely.
Thanks,
You
yeah.
know, and for, maybe we'll film the sketch Wolf and Salt with you.
Wolf and Salt.
Yeah.
Yeah, come to my Etsy store.
That's all right. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much.
Thank
This
you
has
so
been Manly Girly.
much.
Hey. Yeah, that's pretty good. Hope you had fun.
I did have